This is 7 Mile. Currently, I'm scanning the community for threats to the community. These are different communities that hire us, and for 26 years we kept them safe. So you're gonna go out with me today and see what that's like. This community has approximately 350 homes. Their homeowner association hired us approximately 12 years ago. Community, we've never had a violent crime committed against the residents because we stop them, not because there's not criminals here. This is Detroit, inner city, and in this community, there are many professionals and working class people. According to the FBI, Detroit is the most dangerous city in America. And our goal is to make sure it stays safe for the families. When we're driving, we're not just driving around, we're actually looking for threats to the families. This is live Detroit. You are scanning a community. We're looking for threats to the families. And this is how we keep the family safe, is by not allowing the criminals to get in position, by making sure they realize that there's people that will stop them from being in position. So when we're out here, they actually see us in vehicles they believe will interfere with predation, because we will. There's nobody else out here. We have no one out here trying to compete with us to stop violent criminals from hunting the families. If and when we encounter violent criminals, we do call 911, and we stop the violent criminals as well. We do not allow them to attack their families. The police almost always respond, and they respond as quickly as possible. And they are very helpful as soon as they can get to where we are in a situation. But this is what it takes to keep the family safe in Detroit and wherever you live in the world. In order to keep people safe, you have to prevent the conditions that lead to the belief in predation. The violent criminals have to believe there's no opportunity. When they believe there's opportunity, they will attempt to attack the families, and that is counterproductive for a good quality of life. Our goal is to make so no matter where you live, you should have a good quality of life. And that's our goal, is to show people how to create safety safely through our training system. And so our training system shows people how to use psychology, understand law, and have the skills to keep people alive and safe. You don't just have to hope, you can actually make things safe. And you can create safety safely with proper training. In other words, creating conditions that don't lead to adversarial interactions and violent outcomes by design. In order to stop the violent criminals from believing they can attack the families, though, we have to deny them the opportunity to attack. That means we have to be proactive and preventive, not just responsive. When people call, we have to come quickly. But what's even better is when we are ahead of the call. So before the violent criminals can attack the families, they experience interaction with our team members. And because we interact with them in positive ways, we create a trust bond or they believe that they can simply leave and not have a problem as long as they don't create a problem. These are families that live in this neighborhood that expect to live peacefully, and this is why they hired us to make sure that they can sleep at night knowing that there's not people creeping around their home, attempting to get inside their home, and there's someone that will physically protect them if someone does attempt to do so. And as a result, not only do people have a great quality of life and families can not just survive, but they can thrive. What else happens is a byproduct of creating safety safely without violence and without focusing on prosecution for crimes that have already been committed. You create a condition where property values ascend, business increases in the area, so everybody wins by creating a condition where violence does not occur. However, if we focus on apprehension of criminals, then that means that we create the conditions for opportunity, and then they try to commit a crime, and then you interfere, interrupt, or intercept and take them to custody. This is Detroit, and this is live. So there could be criminals out here. You may see one, and if you do, we will live interact with them so you can see how we manage them. If you'd like to ask questions, feel free to do so. How you doing, sir? Good. Did you finish? What's the community you just finished scanning?
I just came from F20.
Okay, clear. Any issues?
Nope, no, everything good.
Okay, clear. I'm gonna scan Proclave 7. This is considered the west side of Detroit, the west side of Detroit, and in Detroit, the east and west side are considered both extremely dangerous. One side is considered to be more mobile financially. The criminals have more cars and more high-end cars and more high-performance vehicles on the west side, and on the east side, they seem to be more limited, less mobile. Both sides seem to be violent, and that is simply because there is opportunity for violence. There's no greater propensity or probability. It's simply the fact that there's no prevention in most places. Prevention is a different mindset than prosecution. If you want to prosecute, then you don't focus on prevention. If you want prevention, then you do not focus on prosecution. And when you're looking, you have to look on the side of the houses, the bushes, the side of the vehicles. And the reason our lights are on and flashing is because we want to create a sense of stress and fear in the individuals that would be hunting the families. And when they see that we're in the community looking for them, they simply stay away from us. And that's because of the first few years we started this proactive form of preventive threat management in the communities. We had to physically stop them, and we did so successfully. So often, so consistently, that the violent criminals suddenly decide to stay out of the area. And that was our goal, was to get them to change their behavior. And it worked. So it just shows that if you have a high degree of commitment, you can create the outcome you're looking for. But it does take a lot of work, a lot of hours. And that's why we look to make sure they're not hiding and waiting. And when they see that that's what we're doing, they simply try to stay away from us as much as possible. When we do take them into custody, we so without injury, them into custody, hold the police station, and there they can go to court if necessary. But normally we're so proactive that they're just going to get a ticket or a warning. And that's our goal, is to create conditions where we're so fast and so preventive and so proactive that there's no chance. For the reason we call the police is because we have to legally, in the event that we took medical attention, the police would make sure that that got done, and also that there would be a documented report for our clients that shows the actions that we took were professional and appropriate and proactive and preventive, which is what they expect from us. Some of these houses are between 10 and 20,000 square feet. These would be extremely upscale, historic homes, which are considered premier communities. And where we're going to go next is the opposite. This is a premier community around a golf course, and it's considered exclusive. And this is why criminals want to come here, because this is where the wealth is. If you were to break into one of these homes, then you would have a much higher level of profit from stealing from one of these homes than you would 10 homes or 20 homes in another neighborhood in Detroit. So this is where a lot of successful business owners, judges, police commanders, professional athletes and their families, entertainers, this is where they live, in these communities. And then where we're going to go next is considered one of the worst communities in Detroit, one of the most violent. And that's also a place where we protect 26 buildings with hundreds of residents. And again, this is on 7 Mile, between 7 Mile and what's called 7 Mile and 6 Mile, Detroit, near 8 Mile, 1 mile from 8 Mile. So this is considered the most dangerous area in Detroit. And in reality, it's just the place where criminals perceive there to be less opportunity to be stopped normally. And that would be outside the communities we protect. This is Detroit, and this is a premier community that we're protecting here. These are mansions. A lot of them have indoor pools. This house has an indoor Olympic-sized pool. And there's a golf course on this side of all these homes. All these homes are surrounding a golf. we're scanning in Detroit with Commander Brown. And this is something I've been doing for 26 years. Our goal is to take our same strategy and train people in India, all over Africa, Asia, Europe, South America, Central America, to train people the same way that we operate so you can create safety wherever you live in the world. And that's why we train people on our channel, on Detroit Threat Management Center YouTube, and on Instagram. Our goal is to train people so they can protect themselves and their communities and create safety safely for their families and their communities wherever they live in the world. Again, this is an upscale community, the historic community, what they call a premier community here in Detroit. And where we're about to go now is an area that is considered one of the worst neighborhoods. It's called Palmer Park. Anyone has any questions, feel free to ask questions. Okay, into this dark area we're about to go into, this is an area called Palmer Park. Okay, we have just entered Palmer Park. Right now, we're looking to see if there's any violent criminals that are laying in wait, but also, most importantly, see if there's any families that need help. There could be people that need medical assistance, senior citizens. So we're focused on anyone that needs assistance. Our goal is to keep people alive like you would your own family. So when we're out here, our goal is to make sure that we're doing whatever we can to keep people alive and safe, just like we'd want someone to do for our own families. Again, we're in Palmer Park, and we protect 20 buildings here. And over here, this street is called Woodward, which is a major street here in Detroit. Detroit is considered the most dangerous city in the United States, and we're just proud that we can be here to help families stay safe here. Started 26 years ago, and now has my training system and volunteers from the community. I found people that wanted to help the community And I talked to building owners and got them to give us free apartments. And I trained men and women to protect their communities, to protect their buildings they lived in. And we were able to make it safe. And as a result of safety for the families, the rich people that owned the buildings got wealthier. So by making working class and poor families safe, we were able to make profitable business communities because it turns out when people are not being home invaded and they're not being murdered in their homes, the wealthy building owners went from occupancy that was at 30% to 50%, then to 90%, then to waiting list. So all we did was, and I started with just a dog and a rifle, and then I got volunteers, and this was in 95. In 1995, I was able to just make things safer for people that were working class and poor people that had no money, senior citizens, people that just wanted a better life and had no protection. And I just volunteered to make it safe. And the building owners and businesses began to thrive. And as a result, I was able to command a financial profitable condition from wealthy people by making the wealthy wealthier. So it turns out there's a direct correlation between making families safe and creating profitable circumstances for the wealthy, which means it's self sustainable. So we don't need government funding. All we need are people that care about people and the wealthy people caring about their wealth. So you can take care of regular people, keep the senior citizens alive, no home invasions, no murders, and then rich people get richer, and then you have a self-funding, self-sustainable operation. So the goal is to take that to every country in the world. This is where buildings can be used to harm people. So we listen for screaming or yelling for help. Most of these buildings here are abandoned on the right side and intermittently on the left side. These are abandoned, and there are companies that are coming in to help fix them up, but it's very dangerous here, so a lot of investors are scared to bring investment here. our goal is to make the family safe so that does not happen. So that does not continue to happen. Again, this is Palmer Park in Detroit, near 6 Mile. And this is a very dangerous area. You notice you don't see anyone else out here protecting. There's no one else. Typically, the violent criminals believe they have the ability to do whatever they want to people because they believe there's no one to stop them. But we're out here, and that's why they don't come around the families, the communities, the buildings that we protect, because we do prevent them. Right now, vehicles just started pulling away as I started pulling up. One's driving away right now, the other one just drove the other way. They were sitting still, no idea what they were doing, and we really don't care what they were doing. We want them to leave. If they're doing something illegal, we want them to leave this area. We don't want them breaking into people's cars and homes. We want them to leave and realize this is not a good place to hunt families, to break into cars or steal their cars or carjack people. And Detroit has a serious problem with carjackings. Carjackings are a constant problem. When we first took over approximately a year and a half ago, there was a woman who was attacked, and her family was killed as he tried to rescue her, and that individual was never caught. And that's one of the reasons we were brought in, is to make sure that the families can be safe. If you see anything, let me know. If you see anything strange, you see anybody standing, sitting, looks like they're laying in wait, looks like they're possibly waiting to harm someone, hiding in the shadows, let me know. In this park over here, there have been many assaults, and there have been dead bodies found in this park. And we're just happy that we've been able to come here and help the families be safe in this area. And those problems are not over here in this area. right now is 3:23 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Detroit, Michigan. This is the time when the most violent criminals come out. It's because the people are in REM sleep right now. So normal people, average people, especially senior citizens, are sleeping very heavy right now. That's why violent criminals like to break in right now. Security, everything okay? Hello? Hello? Security, you okay?
Mel,
Hello?
hello?
Yes, is this individual okay? There's somebody in the van.
Mel,
Hello? Hello?
who's that?
Security. He's. Are you okay, sir?
Oh,
All right, you all right? All right, ma'am, you okay?
Yeah, he okay.
All right, have a good night.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So Sleeping in their vehicle. All right. Well, hope you guys enjoyed coming out tonight and coming out an actual scan here in Detroit. Got a chance to see why it is that we train the way we do and why we know our tactics work. Because if you cannot be out here in Detroit in real life and protect people if you don't know what you're doing. And so 26 years, none of us are dead. Most importantly, the families we protect, thousands of them, they're all alive. And that's what we're most proud of. So that's why we train, teach the things we're teaching, so we can help keep you guys alive as well. So thank you for going scanning tonight, and we'll be back again. So our goal is to share with you how we do it, how we create safety safely. Thank you.